Hey guys, welcome back to another exciting session. Today we are going to talk about vocabulary. So, when I do sessions on soft skill training and communications training, so a lot of people ask me this question that how much vocabulary we should learn every day, or is there any specific words which are under the category of vocabulary, or how do we know that we have enough words and now we can it's like we don't have to work more on it, and how to collect vocabulary which is quite relevant. Okay, it should not be like we are just beating around the bush. That is another phrase, you can just note it down, guys. Beating around the bush means wandering here and there. You're not getting right into what you want, you're just moving here and there around that thing. Okay, you're not able to get right into it, like you're lost basically. Okay, so these are some of the questions. So I just wanted to answer these questions. And one of my subscribers have also asked this question that, how much vocabulary every day we should, learn so that, we can speak English better. Well, guys, let's get straight into the video. Hi, all, welcome back. I'm a communications coach and a soft skill trainer by profession, and I'm here to help you out with all your communications problems and to help you speak English better. Well, when we talk about vocabulary, vocabulary is not just related to a particular word or some sorts of categories of words which we call vocabulary. Okay, every word that we use in a sentence which is new for you is a new word or a vocabulary. Okay, so basically words make sentences, right? So whatever words are there in a sentence, those are basically the vocabulary, right, which we use to speak about something. Okay, for example, if I'm saying I'm shooting a video, okay, shooting video. So these are the vocabulary, these are the words which describe everything. When you hear shooting and video, you get to know that something is happening, right? And then you understand these words in the context of the sentence which I've used, I am shooting a video. Okay, then you get to know, okay, she's trying to say that she is making a video, or she's like shooting a video. So you get to know these words in context with this sentence. So whatever words are used to express things or to get to know the idea, those are the vocabulary. Okay, so it can be any simple word to any complex word, right? It can be simple to complex. So whatever word you know is fine. Whichever word you don't know, you should just try to know about it. Okay, what is the meaning? What are the forms? What parts of speech is it? And then how it can use it in sentence and in context with a sentence. Okay, so these are the things we should be little curious to know what it means. We should have to dig deeper. When we dig deeper into it, we'll be able to get to know the in and out of that word, and it will be easier for us to use that word. Okay, so this is one thing. The other thing I want to say is, what people try to do is they start memorizing the dictionary. They take up the dictionary and start memorizing it. Guys, do not ever do it. Don't memorize words. It's not going to help you. If you sit and pick up 10 words every day and you start memorizing the meaning of it, it's not going to help you, guys. At least nowadays, it's not going to help you. I still remember, so I'll give you an example. When I was in school, so my principal used to give us a task in every summer vacation, that every single day you have to collect 5 new words with their meaning and you have to memorize it. Okay, so we used to do that, but I don't even remember what all words I used to write and memorize. I don't know if I have ever memorized it. It didn't work for me. Okay, it might have worked for other people as well, but it didn't work for me. So I don't want you to memorize anything. It's just that The more practical you do, the better you are going to get at it. Okay, so don't memorize it. Now, what you have to do instead is I'm going to explain here. The very simple way of collecting a vocabulary, or understanding a word or getting into the meaning on your own, is whenever you sit somewhere, whenever you are traveling, whenever you are doing anything, whatever you are doing, whatever you are sitting, standing, walking, driving, going somewhere, whatever you're doing, you just try to think about you know words, or you just try to look around you and start thinking that how many words you know in English, or how many things you can name in English basically. Okay, now if you see a tree, you can say it is a tree, green color, tree, branch, brown, you know, leaves, stem, mountain, rock, fountain, river, lake, building, stories, lot of things. You can just look around yourself and start thinking about those things, if you know the English word of those things, right? If you know those things in English, whatever you come across. So this is the simplest way to learn vocabulary. While walking, while doing any activity, or while sitting in the classroom, you can just look around and just start recognizing things in English. Like if you know their names in English. If you don't know, write it down, make a note of it, come back, and then you see what it means. For example, I'm entering a restaurant is the entrance. So if you think about it, if you say we have entered the front door, so that is not the right word, right? So just note it down and then come back and just see what it is called. So it is called an entrance, or entrance of any building, any restaurant, or any mall, or anything for that matter. Okay, so these things we have to realize what it is called in English. Okay, you try to come up with the English names. If not, write it down in your own mother tongue, in your own language, and then come back and see what it is called in English. This is the best way of learning vocabulary, and you don't have to memorize it. It will be there with you, because whenever you're going here and there, you are looking around things and it is all around you, right? And if you realize it, that while speaking also, we generally talk about things which is around us, right, which happens around us, and which we generally do, right? So we go to a restaurant, we go to a mall, we go for shopping, we go for eating, we go for playing, we go for entertainment, lot of things we do. So if we know the vocabulary, the words which are used in these areas, so it will be easier for us to speak about it, right? So for example, if we go and watch movies, right, frequently we go to watch movies. So if we go and watch movie, if we know what the screen is called, the theater is called, or the seats, what it is called, or the auditorium it is called. So if those terminologies you know about a movie theater, it will be easier for you to speak about it. So this is how you learn a vocabulary. When you go to an actual place, when you are in an actual situation, try to recall their English names, what it is called in English, which is around you. This is the easiest way and the best way to learn vocabulary and automate your vocabulary. Basically, you don't have to memorize it. It will automatically come the next time you look at it. Okay, so try practicing this method. Apart from English, apart from the vocabulary or the words, I would also suggest if you can come up with some phrases. Okay, for example, when greeting, if we take an example of greeting somebody, okay, so how do we greet? We say, hi, how are you? Right? So this is a phrase, it is a full sentence. You don't need to make another sentence to convey your meaning. So, hi, how are you? Or if you say, I'm good, thank you. Okay, so these are phrases, short sentences or incomplete sentences which are complete in itself. Okay, so these are 2-3 words which are paired together and spoken together, which completes the meaning and which is complete in itself. So those are phrases. Now, then you ask, how are things? How it's going? Okay, what are you up to? Or what's up? So these are phrases. Just start coming up with these phrases. It will be easier for you to speak English. Okay, so with vocabulary, you can just pick up phrases also. Then when you end the conversation, right, greetings, when you end the conversation, what we say? Sounds good. That's great. Works for me. Okay, I'm excited. Good one. Nice talking to you. Okay, these are phrases and these are the vocabulary also, parts of vocabulary, right? So you start collecting phrases also. It will be easier for you to speak then. Okay, so this will be better than vocabulary. Vocabulary is just one word which you will collect. Instead, if you go for chunks or 2-3 words at a time like phrases, it will be easier for you to speak. Or when we reply to somebody, we say, I'll let you know, I'll get back to you, or I'll call you soon. So try coming with these, phrases also. This is really going to help you. So apart from vocabulary, you can also come up with phrases. This will also help you build up your vocabulary. So try practicing this as well. Okay. Another important thing is you have to immerse yourself in English. Okay. Just to strengthen your vocabulary or to, build your vocabulary. Now, what I mean by immerse yourself in English, it's just that the more you listen, the more you read, the more you understand the language. Okay. Now, if you're listening to a podcast, for example, okay, so when you're listening to a podcast, you are listening to each and every sentence is what the person is speaking, right? Now, and if you're understanding those sentences, which means that it is building up your vocabulary, you are able to recognize those words, you're able to understand the context of those words, and you're able to understand the whole idea of that sentence, right? So you know it all. Okay, so you know the word, you know its meaning, you are understanding the context which is used, which the word is used, and you are understanding the whole idea of the sentence, what the person is saying. So half your battle is won. Guys, what is important? To understand the word, to understand its meaning and how it is used, right? That's what you do when you collect a vocabulary. The same thing is happening when you are reading or when you are listening to somebody. Okay, if you're understanding the word, you're understanding the sentence, you're getting the idea, you're getting the meaning clearly, which means you're understanding. And it is building up your vocabulary, right? It's just that probably at that time you're not using it, but you are understanding, you are knowing. So the more you listen, the more you read on that subject, on that topic, or on different topics, the more vocabulary you will develop or build on. Okay, it might be a passive vocabulary, but it's just that since you understand things, the next time when it comes to you, you will be able to recognize it. It's not that you will not be able to recognize it. Okay, and if you're able to recognize it, you will be able to speak also. Okay, so that is why the more you listen, the more you read, the more you get into English, okay, the more you indulge yourself in English, immerse yourself in English, the better you are going to get at it. Understanding the word, its meaning, the context of the word in the sentence, and then likewise once you start developing these skills, it will be easier for you to speak. Okay, you can start writing about it, coming up with sentences, start writing about it and then start speaking about it. Okay, so this is how you build up your passive vocabulary and then you convert that passive vocabulary into an active vocabulary. Okay, the more you use, the more it becomes active. But passive also doesn't mean that it is not, you don't understand that, right? You have understood, you have read things, you have listened to things and you have understood the word meaning and the context and the idea of the sentence also. So you know it. It's just that you have to replicate that in your own sentences and in your own scenarios. Okay, so it's just that you have to do. So guys, try listening to more and more things on different topics so that you will be able to collect more and more vocabulary on that topic and different topics as well, and it will be easier for you to speak on those topics then. Okay, so topic wise you have to collect vocabulary, or when you are in a situation like when you are in a theater, movie theater, or if you are in a restaurant, or if you are in a park, or if you are in a sports stadium, or if you are in a classroom, just try to recall all the vocabulary or all the things around you in English and see how many things you can recall in English. If you don't know some words like what it is called, you just come back and search for it. So in this way you are going to build up your active vocabulary just by putting yourself in a situation. There will be a situational vocabulary, a scenario based vocabulary, which will be very helpful for you while speaking in English. Does that make sense, guys? If that has made sense to you, please subscribe my channel, give me a thumbs up, share my videos and subscribe my channel. See you. Bye-bye.